What I'm doing here is long down place, and during this exercise, it is really important that the dog messes up, that the dog does it wrong, so that I can correct the dog. So that's very important at times. Watch me use attrition, bumping the dog back. I want the dog back in this one position and this one position only. So during this whole exercise, this exercise takes 45 minutes. We get her to screw up a couple times, and at times the cat is right by the dog. That isn't what got the dog to screw up. It was the cat was in the kitchen and knocked over just a huge pile of mail. So, you know, here's the cat, you know, and the dog is staying in position, and I'm reminding the dog, I'm reinforcing down, and if it gets too excited, I'll say no. So the dog's doing great. If you're doing this exercise with your dog, make sure that your dog doesn't fall asleep. If your dog falls asleep, it's not working, it's not learning anything. So you notice we're doing this exercise right by the door, and we're using the door for a couple reasons. One, because the door is a positive reinforcer. It's positive reinforcement for the dog, so if the dog is excited going through that door, you know, it's going to be excited on the other side of the door. So we use the door for like that. And we're also using it because the dog, if you notice, the dog's butt up against the door, and with the cat walking around and with me walking around, it just gives the dog a kind of feeling of safety, like it doesn't have to watch its ass, you know. So we use that. We use that. We know that it'll make the dog feel safer, like being in that position. So
I'm calling Bucket back in to fuck with this dog. Bucket's really good at this shit.
Having the cat and the raven are invaluable for this drill. If you don't have a dog or a cat, there's other ways that you could get the dog to screw up.
I was talking to the raven, and the dog thought that I was talking to it. So I just said, no, down. It's not a problem. Dog's doing great. This is going on about 25 minutes, something like that, 25 minutes. One time the cat did something stupid in the kitchen, knocked over a big pile of mail, you know? So the cat took off, and the dog got up, and I put the dog back where it was. And it's been doing good since. And then right then, like, you want to catch the dog making the mistake. You want to catch the dog making the mistake. That's the deal. So at times I have my back turned to the dog, but as you see, I'm looking in the camera, and I can keep an eye on the dog, but the dog doesn't get it. The dog sees me as like my back is turned. So this dog is really learning at this point. You know, it's learning that I have eyes in the back of my head. You know, you can use a mirror in your house, but a cell phone works great. So just put it on video mode or whatever, and just keep an eye on the dog. But you have to catch it right when it's doing it, right when it's getting up. That's when you say something to the dog. You say no and repeat the command. And in this case, it's down. I told the dog to be in the down position. Don't get up, dog.
You have 1.3 seconds to correct the dog. All of your positive and negative reinforcement should be figured in that time frame, 1.3 seconds. So less than 2 seconds. You know, if you're gonna pet the dog or give it positive reinforcement, it's right at that action. And the same thing as far as like a negativity goes. If you're gonna tell the dog no, do it right at that action. Don't do it 5 seconds later, you know.
It's a good dog, down. My pigeon is right over here making a nest. No, down! Down. My pigeon Remy's right over by her head making a nest. It's no shit. Down. Down. No, down. Like that, down. Down. I put her back in the position that she approximately was. She had moved her head when I went over there. I want the dog to stay in the same position for this exercise. We're looking for about 10 more minutes or so. 10 more minutes. Down. You're doing great, sister. You're doing awesome. Down. It's a good dog. Down. What a fucking awesome dog. It's a fucking awesome dog. The dog works for petting. You pet this dog, that's all it fucking wants. It wants to be petted. Alright, this has been 45 minutes of long down place, and at times I was using other animals to get Dixie to screw up. Because if she can screw up, then I can tell her no, and she can really learn the command. That's how dogs learn. That is the best way for them to learn, is by making a mistake and you telling them no. If you don't tell the dog no, and you don't start doing this with your dog, if you think that purely positive methods work, they don't. Let the dog make a mistake. It's no big deal. You know, I'm over here screwing around with my raven. That's what I was just doing just recently. And it causes a huge amount of excitement for a dog. It really does. The cat walking by the dog, this dog is doing great. Imagine this dog without the problem is actually, like, there is no cat in this home or anything like that. So as an owner, you have to find other ways to, kind of set the dog up. You might jump up and down or something like that. Or bounce a ball or something, but you want to get the dog to screw up so you can catch them right when they're doing it and say no. If the dog falls asleep while you're doing this exercise, you have to wake the dog up. The dog is not learning when it's sleeping. Do you understand? So, have it sit up, have it go to whoa, do something, but, the dog's not learning if it's sleeping. So make sure that you send a message to the dog, in work mode, we don't sleep, right?